Did you know that during the 2010-2021 lockdowns, reported paranormal sightings and ghost hunting live streams exploded by over 300% worldwide? Millions of people were suddenly trapped inside their homes 24/7, with nothing but silence, empty streets, and the eerie feeling that something else was moving around when it shouldn't be. Police in multiple countries even logged calls about someone inside the house from people who lived completely alone. Tonight, I'm telling you 3 100% real lockdown horror stories that were documented, shared by the people who lived through them, and still can't be explained. If you think being stuck at home was boring, wait until you hear what some people were stuck at home with. I'm a nurse. In April 2020, I was working 12-hour night shifts on a COVID ward in Manchester Royal Infirmary, so the NHS gave me a quarantine flat in a huge block that had been half emptied because of the lockdown. They told me only essential workers were still in the building. Everyone else had moved out or gone to family. My flat was on the 4th floor, 4B. Above me, 5B was supposed to be completely empty. First night, second night, nothing. I was shattered anyway. Came in, showered, passed out. Third night, I got home around 7:30 a.m. Slept all day. Woke up about midnight to get ready for my next shift. That's when I heard it. Slow, heavy footsteps right above my head. Not running, not pacing like someone exercising, just deliberate, dragging steps, back and forth across what sounded like the living room directly over mine. I froze in bed and checked my phone. 3:17 a.m. Exactly. It went on for maybe 6 minutes, then stopped. I told myself it was water pipes or the building settling. Went to work, forgot about it. Next night, same thing. 3:17 a.m. on the dot, same rhythm. I started timing it with my phone. 6 minutes and 20 seconds of footsteps, silence, then I'd eventually fall asleep. After 4 nights, I messaged building management. They sent someone round the next morning. The guy literally laughed and said, "Love 5B's been empty for weeks. Previous tenant died, poor sod, and nobody's been assigned since." He showed me the key log on his tablet. No one had even opened the door since the body was removed. I asked for a flat swap. They said no. Everything was full, just ride it out. So I started recording. I'd lie awake with my phone pointed at the ceiling on video. You can still find the clips if you know where to look. I posted them anonymously on a nursing forum because my mates thought I was losing it. The audio is crystal clear. Adult male footsteps, heavy, maybe slippers or bare feet on bare boards. You hear them stop right above where my bed is, pause for 4 or 5 seconds, then walk away. This went on for 2 solid weeks. I was averaging maybe 3 hours of sleep a night. I started wearing earplugs, but I could still feel the vibration through the mattress. My anxiety was through the roof. I was crying in the staff room, snapping at patients. I begged management again to open 5B. They kept saying there was no point. It was empty. I was just stressed. Final night. I came home from shift absolutely broken. I set my phone to record like always, lay down fully dressed, and just waited. 3:17 a.m. The footsteps started. Same pattern. But this time, they didn't walk away. They stopped directly above me and stayed there. I remember staring at the ceiling in the dark, heart hammering so loud I could hear it in my ears. Then the floorboard right over my pillow creaked, like someone shifting their full weight. I lost it. I screamed at the ceiling, "Leave me alone!" And the second I did, total silence. Next morning, I phoned in sick, first time in my career, and marched down to the management office in tears. Told them either they open 5B right now with me standing there, or I'm calling the police and the Manchester Evening News. They finally agreed. Maintenance guy, 2 porters and me went up. The flat still had that sealed police tape smell. Dust sheets over the furniture, windows shut for weeks, no footprints in the dust, no sign anyone had been inside. But the second we stepped into the bedroom, I smelled it, that sweet, sick smell of early decomposition that every nurse knows. Under the dust sheet on the bed was a body-shaped stain on the mattress, dark and sunken. The guy had died in his sleep 3 weeks earlier, and nobody noticed because he lived alone and the post was piling up outside. The coroner's report came back later that day. Time of death estimated between 2:45 and 3:30 a.m. Best guess from liver temperature and rigor when they eventually found him. 3:17 a.m. I moved out the same day. I still can't fall asleep if a clock says 3:16. My name's Diego. Fall semester 2020. I was 21, living alone in this tiny 1-bedroom off-campus in Santa Cruz because my roommates had all gone home when everything shut down. The place was cheap because the last tenant OD'd in the bathroom the year before. Landlord swore it had been professionally cleaned, whatever. I didn't care. Rent was $600, and I needed somewhere quiet to finish my comp sci degree online. October 14th, I'm in a group study Zoom for my operating systems class. 6 of us total, including me. We're all tired. It's like 12:50 a.m. Professor had already logged off. Everyone starts saying bye. I hit leave meeting at exactly 1:03 a.m. I remember because I screenshotted the final grade posting. Screen goes black. I close the laptop, brush my teeth, lights out. I wake up at 9 a.m. to pee, and my phone is blowing up. 47 missed Zoom calls, all from the exact same meeting ID, time-stamped between 2:11 and 4:27 a.m. I figure someone butt-dialed or the link got shared on Discord. I open Zoom anyway. The waiting room is empty, but when I click join, it puts me straight into the meeting. Just one participant. User 472. Black screen, mic muted, camera off. I say, yo, wrong room, and leave again. That night I join a different study group. New link, everything's normal. I log off at 12:45, go to bed. Next morning, same thing. 52 missed calls overnight. I start getting genuinely creeped out. I change my Zoom name, make a new account, even switch to Google Meet for the rest of the week. Doesn't matter. Every single night the old meeting ID rings my laptop like a phone that won't stop. By day 9, I'm running on Red Bull and spite. At 2:14 a.m. the call comes again. This time I accept and I just unload. I'm yelling, "Who the hell is this? Stop calling me, you freak!" For 10 seconds, nothing. Then the mic icon lights up green. No video, but audio comes through, this wet, raspy breathing, like someone drowning in their own lungs. I'm frozen. The breathing slows, and then a man's voice, low and cracked, says my full legal name, Diego Alejandro Morales. Exactly how my mom says it when she's furious. My blood turned to ice. I slammed the laptop so hard the hinge cracked. I unplugged the MacBook, threw it in my closet, and slept on the couch with every light on. At 7 a.m. I took it to campus IT. The guy there pulls the meeting logs from Zoom's servers. The original study session had 6 participants, period. No 7th person ever joined. But overnight, something, using the dead meeting link, was connecting from an IP that resolved to my exact apartment address, except the MAC address on the packets belonged to a 2018 MacBook Pro that had been wiped and recycled after its owner, the kid who overdosed here, was found in January 2019. They told me to factory reset everything and change every password I've ever had. I did. The calls stopped. But for months after, if I woke up in the middle of the night, I could hear faint breathing coming from the bathroom vent, like someone was sitting in there, camera off, just listening. I moved out when the lease ended, never used that Zoom link again, still can't.
I'm Jess. In July 2021, Sydney was in the hardest lockdown we'd ever had. No visitors, no leaving the 5-kilometer zone, police checkpoints everywhere. Marcus and I had just brought our daughter home from the hospital. 8 weeks old. Her name is Emma Rose. We were exhausted, overjoyed, and completely trapped in our little terrace house in Annandale with a newborn who only slept in 20-minute bursts. We'd bought one of those fancy Wi-Fi baby monitors because the nursery was at the end of the hallway and we were paranoid first-time parents. The first few weeks were normal. Crying, milk, nappy changes, repeat. Then one night, 2:43 a.m., the app on my phone buzzes. Motion detected in Emma's room. I roll over, open the feed. There's our tiny girl, asleep on her back, little chest going up and down, but standing right next to the bassinet, perfectly still, is a child, maybe 4 or 5 years old. Long dark hair, white nightie down to her ankles, barefoot. She's just staring down at Emma, not moving, not blinking, just staring. I screamed. Marcus jumped out of bed so fast he hit the wall. We sprinted down the hall. The nursery door was still shut. We always kept it closed so the cat wouldn't get in. I threw it open. Empty. Just Emma breathing, and the nightlight glowing pink. I checked the windows. Locked. The wardrobe. Empty. Under the cot. Nothing. Marcus is ripping the monitor off the wall, yelling about hackers. We brought Emma into our bed that night and didn't sleep. Next day we did everything the forums say. Changed the password, updated firmware, turned off UPnP, even put tape over the camera lens when it wasn't in use. We laughed it off as a glitch. New parents. Sleep deprived. Seeing things. 2 nights later, the motion alert goes off again. This time I'm already watching the live feed because I'm too scared to sleep. Emma is on her side, and the little girl is back. She's inside the cot now, leaning over Emma, one hand gently rocking the bassinet like she's soothing her. I can see her little fingers on the wooden edge. Marcus sees it too. We both run again. Door still shut. Room still empty. But the bassinet is still swaying when we get there. That was it. We moved the cot into our bedroom that same night and swore we'd bin the monitor in the morning. We unplugged it, put it in a shoebox on the kitchen counter. At 6:12 a.m., while I was making coffee and Marcus was packing the diaper bag to escape to his mom's place for a bit, lockdown rules be damned, the monitor suddenly turns itself on. Screen lights up blue. The camera is pointing at the empty nursery floor. And she's sitting there, cross-legged, right in the middle of the rug, staring straight into the lens. Her head is tilted like she's waiting for something. Then words appear across the screen, white text on black like an old subtitle. Let me see my sister. I dropped the coffee mug. It shattered everywhere. Marcus grabbed the box, ran outside and smashed the whole thing with a hammer in the driveway. We moved out 2 days later, paid an insane penalty to break the lease. Only when the real estate agent was doing the exit inspection did she casually mention that the little girl who used to live in that room, Emma, same name, had passed away from leukemia in 2018. Her parents kept the house empty for almost 2 years because they couldn't bear to sell it. They only rented it to us because we sent them a photo of our newborn and wrote that her name was Emma Rose. They thought it was a sign. We still have the screenshot I managed to take before Marcus destroyed the monitor. Sometimes, when our Emma, now 4, wakes up crying in the night and says, "The other Emma wants to play," I open that photo and feel the exact same cold run through me. Some doors, once they're opened, don't fully close again. If you felt a chill, hit that like button so this video finds more people who need to hear they weren't imagining things during lockdown. Which story got to you the most? Tell me in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe out there, especially when you're stuck inside.